Hey everybody, welcome back to Terran's Books Beyond. I got a haircut a few days ago, but I decided to grow out my brow, which basically means it kind of looks like I have frosted tips now. Also, I want to apologize for not making booktube videos for the past while. I really got into a video making slump, which I think is connected to the reading slump that I ended in. It was really difficult for me to get over myself and do stuff, essentially. But I am back now, and here I'm going to do my, I guess this is a January wrap-up, but we're already half through February, and it also includes a book that I didn't finish until February. So the first book I read in January was A History of Glitter and Blood by Hannah Moskowitz, and I actually read it as an ebook, which is why I don't have any physical copy to grab onto. I read this as a buddy read with RC from Neku the Book Lock, and we had a lot of fun discussing it and go over the minutiae and examining the characters, and at some point I will do a full review of that one day this year. I've actually read several books this month that I want to do full reviews on just because I want to get all my thoughts out instead of having to cram everything into an abridged version out here. But yes, I read that. Generally, I enjoyed it. It was really hard to get into at the beginning, but as things went forward and as I started to understand the characters and the world and just where the plot was going in general, I was able to get into it deeper, and that really helped. Also, we kind of wanted to go through at the same pace, so I had to take a break partway through so that RC could catch up, and so during that, I read Whatever, or How Junior Year Became Totally Fucked by S.J. Gosley. This is a book that it's interesting because I kind of called it the literary version of Empty Carbs. It's a book that it's fun to read, and there's nothing bad about it. You don't feel as fulfilled at the end. You don't feel like you've developed, or like the characters have developed much, actually. It's about a boy who's going into his junior year of high school, and he realizes that he might actually be attracted to guys. And what sets this apart from other books of similar caliber, like your usual David Levithan type fare, is that this is basically a stoner comedy. So the main character, Mike, he's an absolute slacker. He's in a shitty garage band with all of his friends who are also pretty big slackers. And as things goes on, as he deals with his realization that he's bisexual, he has not only attractions to guys, but he started to develop a crush on a guy that he has hated for a really long time, and the feeling has generally been mutual. As things go on, he deals with them, but he doesn't really grow as a character. I feel there wasn't a lot of forward motion in his understanding and acceptance of his sexuality. Really, most of the character development of what there is only comes in maybe the last quarter of the book, and it's a really short book, so there isn't that much to go on. A lot of it is just zany adventures and anecdotes about him hanging out with his friends and trying to actually make something of himself and standing awkwardly off to the side while people make jokes about, oh, Mike, you got a crush on this guy, and they don't realize that, oh, he does actually have a crush on this guy. I had fun reading it, but the book itself and the plot and the characters are all just kind of I also managed to squeeze in A Silent Voice by Yoshitoka Oma, and this is the first volume of a manga series. Now, to give you an idea of what this series is about, I kind of have to outline the entire plot of the first volume. Now for the Diversithon reads, and unfortunately I didn't manage to get through everything, but I actually, looking back, I read more than I thought I had as I was falling into that slump. So first I read Jenna/Finn by Hannah Moskowitz and Kat Helgeson. I really enjoyed this book. Now this is a book that I'm going to have to do a full video review for because I have a lot of thoughts about it, very complex ones. As a whole, I liked it and I very much recommend it. One thing I will say about this that I will expand more on in a full video review is that this was advertised to me as a queer book, and while it does have queer content and queer relationships, they're very subtle and they do not get the focus of it. This is more a book about mental illness, like they brought some schizophrenia in there and some depression and those kind of things. And so if you're looking for that kind of book that's dealing with mental illness and mental health, I would definitely recommend it. I still recommend it if you're looking for queer content. Just know that that's not the focus of this book. Then I attempted to follow that up with The Star Touch Queen by Roshani Chokshi, which is, I was excited to read it because I heard a lot of good hype about it, but as I was reading it, I got 100 pages in. Something about it just felt off. I think it was the pacing. I think everything was moving way too fast, but at the same time, not a lot was happening. So I can't give a full opinion of it because I've only read like a third of the book. I am going to finish it at some point, but I had to put it off to the side for Diversithon because I knew that if I kept trying to slog through it, I was going to sabotage myself, and even now I think this may have been partly responsible for the slump that I fell into. But I still managed to read one more book during the period of Diversithon, and that was Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alire Sands. And I really love this book. Like, words can't contain how much I love this book, but I did actually manage to write a review of it on Goodreads with words. It's about two boys of Mexican heritage, Aristotle and Dante, and they meet during the summer of '86, I believe, and they start to fall in love, like, very slowly. It's very much a slow burn romance, but as it goes on, as it develops, it's just so sweet and it's so fulfilling. This is the kind of book that you come home to and you read after a long day at work, and you're just like, And then there was The Reader by Tracy Chee, which I started during Diversithon, but I didn't actually finish until like earlier this week. This book was amazeballs. Once again, I have to do a full video of it to express my love for it, but I did also write a Goodreads review of this. You can check that out as well to get a general idea of my thoughts. But mainly, like, it's gonna be my new series, guys, and it's book 1 in the Sea of Ink and Gold. This just started in September. Like, I'm getting on the bandwagon just as things are going. It's gonna be so much fun. This is a book, it's set in a fantasy world where books and written language, they were never invented. They do not exist. There's only one piece of evidence of it, and that's like one book, like capital B book. It's like a magic tome that is always kept under secrecy. The main character, Sephia, her parents died trying to protect the book. And then at the start of the novel, her aunt is also kidnapped, and so Sephia is left with only the book in their memory. And as she starts reading it, she starts teaching herself how to read, and she starts to realize that not only the power of words, but also that she has her own magical power inside of her. And another thing that's also really cool about this book is that everyone in it is a person of color. Like, even passing background characters, they get their skin color described, and it's like, oh, this person was tan, they were copper, they were honey, they were black, they were brown. It was great. But yeah, I'm just glad that I'm back. I've got the bookish juices flowing. I'm back in the zone. I'm going to be hopefully creating more videos in the next few days. So if you like this video and you want to see more, you can feel free to like, share, and subscribe. You can also check me out on Instagram and Goodreads and the links I've got below. And if your interests go beyond books, then me and my friend Lindsay are doing weekly recaps of the new CW show Riverdale, which is based off of Archie comics and is ridiculous, so you guys can check that out if you want. We try and get the episodes out by the end of the weekend after the episode comes out. But yeah, so until next time, I'll see you all later.